this is the premise in Wrath and Righteousness. And Chris Stewart lays it all out in his book. And this was a series that we released, 3 years ago? And you can still buy it online, Wrath and Righteousness. And it's, I think, a 5-book series. And I do believe that this was inspired writing. I read it probably, 5-6 years ago. And I bought the series from Chris. And I just think it is the most incredible story that Americans should read. It should be a TV show. It's almost like the beginning of Revolution in a way. Mm-hmm. That movie. It shows you how you get there and what happens. And so the reason why I bring it up today is because I don't know if anybody saw, the Iranians are sending a destroyer. Is it a destroyer and a fleet of ships around the destroyer to our coastline? You see that?
Yeah.
Over the weekend,
near our maritime borders, I guess.
Yeah. Which is, where, in Chris's book, that's where they are. And they're right at our water line, our maritime borders. And they're sending a destroyer over. And they're saying they're just doing it to posture and say, we're not afraid of you. Now, think of that. Forget about the EMP thing. I mean, I really think you should read Wrath and Righteousness. It's a great book. It's a great series. It's really, you won't be able to put this thing down. Pat and I talked about it. In fact, everybody on the staff read it when we first published it, and I forced everybody to read it. And everybody said the same thing. I don't know the difference between fact and fiction anymore. Because of what's happening, it is so closely mirroring everything that's going on in the Middle East, especially. I don't know what's fact and fiction. But not only is it worth thinking about how easy it would be for the Iranians to hit us with an EMP and completely change the course of the world and humanity for at least a century, it's worth just considering how weak we have become that the Iranians can send over a destroyer to our the Iranians. We're not talking about the Soviet Union and Cuba. We're talking about the Iranians. Now, this is the same Iranian group of thugs that our president says we can negotiate with, that we actually won in the negotiation, that they're on the right road now. Did you see that they said over the weekend that the Jews and Israelis, I think, need to be vaporized, I think was their word, and that the great Satan will be stopped as well? That's what they're saying. We're claiming, our president is claiming that, we're on the road to really great things with the Iranians. And look at what they're doing.
Yeah, and did you see the state-run simulation they ran on TV?
No, I didn't see this. I read about it on TheBlaze, but I didn't even read about it. I saw the headline on TheBlaze.
It's cheesy. It's ridiculous, but it shows their intent. They show these drones flying over Israel and just wiping the cities out and targets out, and they're facing absolutely no defense from the Israelis whatsoever. Then they show them attacking the USS Lincoln in the Gulf and just wreaking destruction on the U.S. and Israeli targets. And
now, is this just like a Hollywood movie that they're doing?
No, it's a simulation of what they're going to do to us if we even threaten them.
So this is done by their government to show us what we're going to do.
Yeah.
What they're going to do.
Yeah, show us what we're in for if we continue to backsass them. So, I mean, it's
we're winning.
Silly, but
we're winning.
Yeah.
We're winning.
Yeah.
Let me go to Steve in